Versatile Mage. Chapter 399. The Cold-Blooded Skyraller. In the sky above the city, Elder Li Qian and Commander Yun Feng were surrounded by a water barrier. Sharp silver feathers were being fired at them like a wild storm. The barrier only managed to protect against a wave of the feathers before it shattered into pieces. Their bodies were soon covered with bruises and wounds. The silver Skyraller was extremely cunning. It seemed familiar with how human magicians cast their spells. The humans fighting it were all super magicians, and the only spells that could actually penetrate its armor of feathers were super spells. The demon bird could manipulate its feathers at will. They circled around it like blades, forming a zone of blades as protection. Not only was the zone its unbreakable defense, it could fire the feathers at its targets too. The silver feathers were extremely troublesome for the super magicians to deal with. Every time they tried to cast a super spell, the feathers would lock them down, giving them no chance to finish constructing the Star Palace. Constructing a Star Palace was a complicated process, involving connecting 7 star constellations. Only a few people could do it in a short amount of time. Li Qian, Yun Feng, Zhu Meng, Tang Zheng, and the others were not able to do it. They were fairly powerful and could cast advanced spells almost instantly. Unfortunately, none of them was strong enough to penetrate the silver Skyraller's zone of feathers. It was like a defensive tornado revolving around the demon beast. Any destructive spells ended up shattering after making contact with the zone. What should we do? If we don't find a way to break through its defense, we can't even inflict any damage, said Elder Li Qian, frowning. Their castings of super magic were always interrupted, and the advanced spells were totally useless. The silver Skyraller utilized its zone of feathers perfectly. It was almost unbeatable. We have to break it at all costs, shouted Councilman Zhu Meng furiously. His magic was the most destructive among the super magicians. Under Wu Pingjing's protection, he was able to control the powerful lightning element, quickly withdrawing a distance away. 5 star constellations formed around him. He had aligned the stars at an insane pace. The nebula and star patterns of the star constellations were swiftly illustrated. It was not something an ordinary super magician could do. It seems to be looking at the ground. It's distracted. Councilman Zhu Meng, this is our chance, yelled Wu Pingjing. Wu Pingjing braced himself for a rain of feathers pouring at him. To his surprise, the silver Skyraller had shifted its attention to the ground. Something there had infuriated it. Zhu Meng and Wu Pingjing had no time to worry about what was happening on the ground. Zhu Meng focused on drawing the last 2 star constellations. The 7 star constellations were constructed. The densely packed stars combined into a magnificent galaxy. The nebula had joined the stars together, resulting in a stunning star pattern. The combination of the perfectly aligned star patterns formed mysterious star constellations. The star constellations continued to connect with one another, forming a majestic star palace. Dark purple lightning flickered wildly within 100 meters of Councilman Zhu Meng's position. He had drawn out a lightning halberd in the sky. The lightning halberd was flung out fiercely. Its size continued to grow along the way. One after another, more lightning halberds swept across the sky, forming 9 lightning trails. The lightning rays flew right at the silver Skyraller's featherblade domain. A lightning cage constructed by 9 towering pillars appeared, trapping the silver Skyraller within it. Although the lightning punishment was not as powerful as the formation that had trapped the black totem snake, it was more than enough to keep the silver Skyraller busy for a while. The silver Skyraller was infuriated when it saw the lightning bolts surging toward it from all directions. It tried to barge out of the cage but realized that the strongest entrapping spell among all super spells was not something it could break out of easily. Its body began to fall, bringing the lightning cage with it. The lightning punishment fell together with the demon bird. At a certain height, the silver Skyraller suddenly uttered a shrieking call. The piercing cry echoed in the night sky among the army of white magic falcons. What is it trying to do, calling its pawns over? Does it think they are strong enough to break the lightning punishment? said Councilman Zhu Meng. As soon as Councilman Zhu Meng finished his sentence, the army of white magic falcons started slamming into the lightning punishment like giant white nets. The first batch of the white magic falcons consisted of over 100 in total. They were likely grouped according to their nests, judging from their synchronized movements. However, as soon as they made contact with the lightning chains between the lightning halberds, their bodies crumbled instantly and turned into sprinkling blood. After the first batch of white magic falcons was killed, more charged in the direction of the lightning punishment recklessly. There were warrior-level demon beasts among them, yet similar to the servant-class demon beasts, they had no chance against the overwhelming power of the super lightning element spell. Thousands of them died within a few seconds. The droplets of blood had turned into a blood mist covering more than a few kilometers. It was a bizarre sight. Councilman Zhu Meng was stunned. He could not believe the ruler-level demon beast would send its people to death just so it could break free from the entrapment as soon as possible. Finally, the seal of the lightning punishment began to shudder due to the endless waves of kamikaze birds. Its power gradually diminished. When the silver Skyrola saw that its plan was working, it uttered another cry, demanding the white magic falcons sacrifice themselves. These low-class creatures were too petty compared to a high-lineage demon beast. Even though the lightning punishment was fairly strong, it could only entrap the silver Skyrola for a limited time. To prevent itself from getting hurt, the silver Skyrola had chosen to sacrifice thousands of the white magic falcons. The cold-blooded silver Skyrola finally escaped from the lightning chains. It rose into the sky once again, its feathers standing upright. Countless silver feathers were immediately fired at the 5 super magicians in the night sky. The feathers were extremely sharp. Any ordinary defense was unable to resist them. Wu Pingjing was in charge of protecting Councilman Zhu Meng. He had already used defensive equipment and spells at the same time, but they could not hold off the silver rays. His body was punctured with holes. The silver rays continued to fly toward Zhu Meng with his blood. Zhu Meng's left shoulder was penetrated, leaving a huge bloody hole. He endured the pain and flew toward Wu Pingjing, dragging him away from the rain of feathers with his fastest speed. Chapter end. Please guys like, comment, share, and subscribe.